All right. Welcome, everyone. Hello, Miller, Ebony, Joshua, Chris, Guru, Power Off. Val is in the house. Where's my mouse? For once, it's next to me. How are everyone doing? Good to see you all. Welcome to Simulation Talk 232. Ooh. Welcome, everybody on TikTok. Charlie, Queen Mimi's. Oh, come on. How is everyone's evening? Wait, what are we talking about here? Oh, summer and winter. Nico, how are you, my brother? Good to have everyone. V. Lynn, Shane. Thank you for the likes, brother. So I'm just really picky. Yeah, it's about fall and spring are great. Though where I live, the winter, summer are usually tolerable. I'd be fine with rain the majority of the time, though. I'm the same way, actually. Pluviophile, it's a great word that I didn't know existed. What's up, Limbo Gene? Good to have you with us live. What's up, Scott? Good to have you with us. Wait, where's my... Oh, here it is. Challenge Realities in the house from X. Super glad to see people joining from X. And if you want to join from Twitch, if you want to help the channel, thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Inky. Again, Chris, that's you, Inky, right? Go join us from Twitch on LaserX83. LaserX83 is the Twitch account, and we're trying to help it grow. So highly appreciated anybody who's joining from Twitch. Currently, we are barely present there. As I keep promising, I will soon start playing some stuff. So we can... What is that? What does that mean? Oh, almost there. We are almost there. Let's see what it tells us here. Okay, we are slowly going up. Still at 1.6 on average. We need 3 on average. But we're going to get there. We will get there. I gotta keep checking every single day. Let's see what we got here today. Joshua, how are you? Time traveling. Schizophrenic is a crazy name, but I love it. Woohoo! Joshua's laser is coming tomorrow. Miller, thank you for returning from a nice walk along the beach. Hope you are doing well. Hope you guys are doing well as well. I hate people say that I'm crazy because I say fairies are real. Well, let me tell you, I know a fairy, so I know they're real. What's up, Tom? Challenge Reality is saying, Dan, there's every chance you've already covered this, but I was wondering if the characters seen in your experiment have been compared to Alison Gray's Secret. Yes, and they don't seem to be the same at all. But thank you for the question. Or at least to me, they don't. They seem to be pretty far from being that. The characters in the Alison Gray's case, I don't even see them as I wouldn't even describe them as language. They look more like shapes, you know? What's up, Chica Cherry Cola? That's great. That's a great handle. Chica Cherry Cola. What do we have here? Welcome everybody on TikTok. I feel like I'm missing quite a bit here because I didn't look in this direction in a second. Let's see if we missed any comments. Thank you for the likes. Villain, Mega King, Felix, Kirsten's in the house. How you doing? Nick, have you seen the current stuff, Danny? There are a few glyphs that are similar. Yeah, I was talking about it quite a bit. That's what I was talking about with on the Danny Jones podcast. I don't know if you saw. Well, we spent quite some time talking about that. Yeah, some characters definitely look very similar. I would agree with that. Lurk if you got to lurk is a great sentence. And yeah, Wendy, a kick-ass is quite a great handle. Right? How do we find this? If I know of the film They Live, yes, I know of the film. I assure you that we're not in a scary scenario. We are in a interesting scenario. In fact, I think there's if you just Google Kirsten, Danny Goller, Danny Jones, uh, alien symbols or something like that, it will. There's a clip. It's clipped, like they clipped it in Danny Jones clips. What's up, Chica Cherry Cola? Good to have you with us. I've been super fascinated about the mantis beings again after watching the SF Squares podcast. Yeah, they are quite interesting. Even though the majority of the insectoids I see are not mantises, but the mantises are also there. Microdosing ibogaine. I didn't know you could microdose it. Whoa, what is this? I guess I have to make myself some coffee. Hold on. Gotta wake myself up somehow, so I make some coffee with a banana. I will wake right up. Reading through the comments quickly. Wait, who's Tarzan? Well, I hope your health improves quickly, Miller. Oh, the code made you think of that movie. I mean, I'll be honest, the idea in the movie is pretty general. Like, it's not, there's nothing special about, like, here's the general meme. There's an alien civilization that is somehow pulling the wool over our faces from seeing reality for what it really is. That's it. The allegory of the cave and all the its possible variations. The idea is not novel. In fact, I would say that truly new ideas are very rare, which is very sad, but it's true. Like this thing that everybody are sharing right now, the prompts theory. It's just like saying, I mean, there's no difference between prompts and code. What is up with my hair today? There's no idea between difference between prompts and code. So we're made out of code. We're made out of prompts. It's exactly the same thing. Is it just now? It's just that now you have an ability to kind of mimic these scenarios in a way that people can see, like other people like saying things in that way. But again, I would urge everybody to pay attention. It's never about the content. I'm going to say it again. Whatever it is that you think about anything, pay attention to the energy behind it. If the energy is of the fear flavor, it is in fact the matrix trying to keep you in it. I'm going to repeat it again. Anything, anywhere that is expressing an idea that is designed to instill a feeling that is negative, fear, warnings, things like this. It is the matrix in its totality trying to keep you in it. So the irony is that all the people that are running around saying, we are warning you because we see something you don't, they are agents of the matrix, even if they don't realize it. Fear is what keeps you in the matrix. Anything that is elevating you, anything that makes life, makes you want to live life more, makes you want to be excited about experiencing everything in it, that is the path out. So the mother of all ironies is that the notion that you're trying to escape the matrix is the matrix. Is if you can accept this moment in full and enjoy it and want to enjoy it and want to enjoy more moments like it, is the path out. So any idea that tells you, even if it sounds interesting and juicy, be very careful what ideas you entertain. I didn't say you need to be afraid of threats. I said that things that try to tell you that they understand something behind the scenes, that thing is dangerous. That emotion that is trying to instill in you, whether you experience it as being afraid of it or not, is the thing that is trying to keep you in the matrix. That coffee is good. What's up, Flitch? Whoa, what? Oh, yeah, sir. So you're saying someone with degenerative retinal disease. Absolutely, the experiment is not for everybody. I want to make it super clear that if you have any issues with being too sensitive, either emotionally and or physically to any substances or light or anything like this, or if you feel you're just dodgy with with extreme experiences in general, this experiment is not for you and you should not be partaking in it. You can always listen to other people talking about it, but do not partake in this experiment if you have any sensitivities, and you're just you're afraid that it might send you. You put your face in ice cold water. Well, it's a lot of work right now. Coffee will do. No, the same code is in all the objects. Seems to be. What's up, Black Dog? Let's see. I never said black snakes. I don't know where you got the black part from, but they're not snakes either. They're just kind of like things that come out from the ground. They're not snakes. They're just like VR glasses of some sort. Said maybe kind of like they move kind of like a snake, but they're not snakes. Be very careful with higher frequencies like purple lasers. You should never use anything with more than 5 milliwatts with these because they will definitely give you a headache. You lead us out of the matrix. We're not leaving the matrix. We are realizing that the sacred nature of the moment is where reality is in total, always. There's no, the matrix is reality itself. See you, Wendy. Good to have you with us. Yeah, I maybe said Miller that it was kind of like they kind of moving like snakes. Racing to tiny spots, so I suppose so. It creates a starry sky. Power through a regular mobile charger to the voltage could be corrected. Also, like, you got it. And make sure it's diffracted, because without diffraction, it shouldn't be working technically. Bloops. Hope together we'll get some answers. I remember the video now. They look more mechanical than graphical presentation of them. Top 421, Central Iowa. Jigsaw. Well, somebody's looking at it on the molecule. Safety first, obviously, but what would happen to the code? Wait, I'm confused. Cut the. You mean diffracted laser, not refracted, diffracted. With a sober. Oh yes, jigsaw mold. Well, I'm confused. You want to cut the laser itself? It will just stop working. You mean the surface? Nothing will happen. It will just. You can just move the surface to see what happens. What's up, Anthony? Good to see you, brother. Never fear grandma's here. This is great. Yes, code is like the movie The Matrix. You can attain healing and natural power. I doubt it, but if you can demonstrate this, that would be amazing. The diffraction is a quantum effect, so I think it has something to do with the fact that it creates the splitting of the world lines, but we don't really know. That's the truth. Co-creation is a good thought too. Every living moment of time. Yeah. Speckle effect, which is an exclusive diffracted laser, so I wouldn't say 100% that yours is for sure diffracted. Yeah, so it has to either have this band of light or a cross. If it's just a point, it's not diffracted. Oh, got it. In the podcast, yeah. The wall. I mean, you don't need to cut the wall. You can just move. Just take a surface you can move, and then move the surface. You don't need to cut anything. The code seems to be on some kind of on its own side. Oh, let me actually make myself a reminder about this. Stuff coming soon. Amazing guru. Does the laser in the mirror act differently? No. No, same thing. Because the second the light hits because the code is not in the light, it's in the surface from which it comes back. So even if you bounce it off a mirror, makes no difference, because the light you're going to see on the surface after it hits the mirror is the light that came back from the surface that you saw. So it makes no difference if you run it through a mirror. If I use reading glasses, will that affect anything? Yeah, I think, well, it really kind of differs. Some people say that they see it better without their glasses, and some people say they must have their glasses. So it's kind of hard for me to say. That is huge. Why would that be huge? No, it is not. That's not proof of quantum at all. There's nothing to do with mirrors. Mirrors are just physical objects. So there's nothing magical or special about mirrors aside from the fact of the amount of light that actually bring. Um, uh, what's basically such a basic word? That they mirror. Well, um, reflect. Jesus Christ, my brain is like gone today. So it's just the amount of light that they actually reflect. But all surfaces reflect light. So there's nothing magical about mirrors. There's nothing magical about crystals. They're all just different lattice structures. I did not understand ever this obsession that people have with the mirrors. But I didn't see any reason why it should do anything special, and it didn't. So yeah, reflect. And my brain is like, wow. Prism makes no difference to a laser, brother Scott, because it's already one frequency. Crystals never helped my ex-girlfriend from landing in jail. See, ever towards the end. Nice. What are your thoughts on the boogosphere? Here, I have my thoughts is that I have one in my garden. That's my thoughts. It costs $29.99 in Home Depot. Yeah, no, come on, Kirsten, come on. Let's level up. I spoke about this yesterday and the day before. My simple note on this is this: it is 2025. If you have anything less than a 4K super clear video of you standing next to whatever it is you're claiming is in your yard, holding it, pointing at it, talking next to it, nothing under 4K, unacceptable. All right? That's my take on that. 2025, everybody has a 4K camera in their pocket. If you can't have a video that is 4K, none of that HD crap. If you don't have 4K, if you standing next to whatever it is that you're claiming, boo, boo, boo. That's what I say. You have to hold the alien. Listen, first of all, if an alien lands in your yard, forget about the 4K right now. If you can't make friends with it enough to like stand like this and take a selfie with them, then you're not worthy of even be talking about it, man or woman. Come on, that's ABC. Kirsten, my take is that these characters make no difference whatsoever currently or ever. What it's pointing to is the structure. The characters, if anything, they're just a distraction. Characters are super coherent for the main reason is to pull the attention of humans to say something is here. What is this? So the question isn't what the characters are or deciphering it or any of these things. The question is, what is this? What are we looking at? That's the question. It should have always been the question. It's not the characters. characters are not interesting. They're a distraction. What is that? Oh, it's because of you don't have 4K, Yoni? Boo. People think their faces are crooked when seeing in a. This is mine. What is that? I think somebody sent me anthrax. People think their faces are crooked when seeing it in BC. Everything you because everything you see in it is reflected exactly. It's the only way to truly see what other people are seeing. Mirror? You talking about a mirror? Not when you're talking about a ray of light. Guru is saying, sorry, man, but my 4K camera still gets blurry whenever I use it. Basically, yeah. Posting this blurry nonsense at 2025. Get out of here. Like, get out of here with this. Chuchi, what's up? Is he bothering her?
No.
Oh. Do you think the simulation was built with good or bad intent or both? I think that these concepts are inadequate. If I got abducted, I'd make an alien come take some bongs rips first. See, that's what I'm talking about. You make friends through drugs, man. Then he made a tutorial for making the laser, but someone in the community builds kits. Yes, you can go to codeofreality.com and it has all the information you need about the laser, including the ones we make. But you don't have to get the ones we make. You can absolutely get the materials yourself. Reality.com. Cosmo. Boom. What? Codeofreality.com. You have all the information. And by the way, if you want to get your limited final edition of our old logo shirts and or mug, go get it because it's going to be gone in no time, and we don't have any more of those. We have a new logo, which will be the new merch, but this is going to be a collector's item because it's simply not going to exist anymore. Talking about seeing the ray of light in a true mirror, people are putting glyphs on overhead front projectors and stacking them using clear light catching mediums. My stuff. So cool. Putting glyphs on overhead projectors. Okay, and stacking them using clear light catching. You have to share this with me on Discord, Val, if you can, because I can't imagine what you're saying. So the code is in every point in space. You have well, that's my thing that I'm putting forth. If you have a physical object that there's enough light can come back from the same direction from, it will show you, if you can see it, what's in there, the content. If you are going to put it on a mirror, the light is going to bounce back off the mirror, hit another object, and when you're going to be looking at that object, it's just going to show you what's there again. But the light doesn't have like the light is not reversing, so to speak. Photons don't reverse. That's not what happens. Photons, now you have coherence of an image, which has to do with the way that our brain constructs content, but it has nothing to do with the light itself. The light is not being mirrored. The light is reflecting just as it's reflecting from any other objects, according to quantum electrodynamics. It's being absorbed and re-emitted in a particular way from a mirror. There's just a higher percentage of photons that are coming back to your eye. That's all. But it does not reverse the light. So maybe I'm misunderstanding you, but it's not doing that. So if you would, if the content would be in the light, when it would be, you know, hitting a mirror, then hitting another object, you would, I guess, see it in reverse, but you don't see that. And I also wasn't, it was never my assumption that it's in the light, because you don't even need the mirror. When you move the light, the content is now moving with the light. It's as simple as that. I don't have any friends or family who do psychedelics, so lonely. Uh, wait, Miller, our mug and shirt are not $100. Why did you spend $100? I appreciate you wanting to support the project, but I don't quite understand. It doesn't cost $100. Electromagnetic photons. They are. Oh, New Zealand. Well, I appreciate you supporting the project. Thank you so much, Mel. Merch is a vehicle of support. Totally get it. Doesn't feel silly, man. Appreciate you. Uh, oh, there's a whole discussion going on that I'm missing. I understand Kirsten is saying, but the linguistic and cognitive template represent itself. It's interesting to me. It's interesting, but I would say it's not the central. Again, like you heard me say this before. I'm all down with people trying to figure it out. I think they won't, because you first need to understand what is this in order to have the context of how to even look at it. It's meaningless to look at characters if you don't know what they are. We don't know its language. We don't know what the logic of this thing is. We have no idea if it's code. We don't know the first thing about it. Until you don't have that context, looking at characters is completely meaningless. You only know when what something is most likely is when you have some context about where it is, how it operates. Just seeing it kind of doing a thing, it's not really telling you anything. You need to be able to perturb it in some way, like have some other context to it. That's the thing that to my mind is very clear, has to be come first before you start like thinking about the language might be or what it resembles, because it can resemble a very large number of things, but it makes no difference whatsoever, because you can say, well, you know, it's some kind of a thing that maybe somebody saw back in the day in their mind's eye because it was expressing itself throughout reality, and this is why they created the language that they created that looks like that. Great, but that has no bearing whatsoever on what that thing is originally. You're just saying that these people saw it, so they kind of, maybe they weren't even aware that they saw it. They just like it's came to their subconscious and they just created the language around it, Aramaic, whatever. Again, tells you nothing about what it is. So that's why to me it's a waste of time. So, to your question, Caleb, about good or bad intention being building simulation, again, I think these concepts are inadequate. Bad intentions don't make sense in terms of universal ability. If something has infinite ability to have, nefarious intents, just doesn't make any sense to me. Unless it's like evil for the sake of evil, in which case, if your creators are evil for the sake of evil, there's really nothing you can do, and at that point, just enjoy the ride. Good and bad are human experiences. I disagree with that. Good and evil are actually primordial forces, just like female and males are, not social constructs. They are the most fundamental thing there is. We call them this and that, but they are the dark and the light. They are the most fundamental things. They come even before the computation that gives rise to all the laws of physics. They are the most fundamental thing. Definitely, definitely not just human. Exactly, Kirsten. I would agree with that. Good and evil are objective, yes. They are the only objective thing. But it's not what we think it is. They are the only thing that exists in a way that is uneradicable. There's the same amount of both in existence, and it's just mixed in all kinds of ways. And the mixture of the two is what gives rise to everything that occurs. We think of it in very simplistic terms. In that sense, I would agree that that conceptual framework around it is human, but what we perceive is an objective thing. If we live the zombie apocalypse, you would be more comfortable with killing. No. I don't understand what the implication there is. I never said that killing is bad across the board. Sometimes it's the most ethical thing you can do. What's up, Sofa King? So the fault with your reasoning, from my perspective, macaroni 0312, is that you're trying to apply very specific human instances. Each one of them requires a very large amount of analysis to unpack the mistake and what you're doing there, like with the gangs. And there's so many things there. There's so many nicks and crannies where this is just the wrong way of looking at it. There's no way I'll be able to do it in one live. Maybe one day, if you guys want, we can do a whole lecture about this. We can actually open up the idea of good and evil, and we can talk about this in terms of universal terms and how it applies to humans. It's definitely not applying to caricature examples of like, well, what if this gang says this, and it's just your idea that what they're doing is wrong. It's not the kind of thing I'm talking about. All of these things stem from things that are way more fundamental that require a good 15-minute introduction to some pretty deep philosophical ideas. What was your trip, by the way, Terry? I saw the guards and was in territory. It's not supposed to be in. Interesting. describe an inherent evil, suffering for the sake of suffering and nothing else. Come along and write a fantastic voyage. No, you're looking at too granular of a picture to make these discernments. Suffering for the sake of suffering is a choice. No, when something is, if there's an attitude that is trying to maximize suffering for the sake of things suffering and no other reason, that is, if you wanted a definition, like a 3-second definition of an inherent evil, I just gave you one. If you want to start a conversation about the specifics and the details, that's not going to be encapsulated in one liner. Which again, we're not going to be capturing this conversation with that because it's a much larger topic. And if people request it, we can do a whole lecture about it. But I'm going to put this subject to rest. So any further comment on the subject, I'm going to have to ignore. I hope you don't take this to be rude. It's just that otherwise we're going to be captured by the subject that I don't think necessarily everybody wants to write on for the next, until the rest of the line. We try to two magnets repelling each other while viewing the code between the two. We played with magnets, rotating magnets, just magnets in front of one another. So far, there doesn't seem that there's too much results, but I think that maybe if we use more powerful magnets, something might happen. We'll find out. No, actually, not what Israel is doing to Palestine. What you're doing to Israel right now, that will be evil. Misportraying the intent of something you do not understand in a way that paints them in such a way that everybody else gets to hate them and feel really righteous about it. So what you're doing is evil. You can share the trip, Sofa King, on Discord. No, probably not going to be reading it. Like I told you, I'm not really big on trip reports myself. If people want and derive a lot of meaning from it, I would absolutely encourage you to share it on Discord. But to me, these are they're pretty arbitrary, just because they don't necessarily say anything objective to us. Now they might, but it would be, I would say, important for you to kind of discern what you think that is, and then you can maybe put those bullet points in a way that is like we understand why you think it gives us something objective. But I bet you there's a lot of people that wouldn't want to see. Why does what you describe affect so many others differently? You mean the laser? Thank you, Snarly. See you, Tom. Good to see you. Saying this is a prison is a self-imposed oppressive idea. Exactly. The fact of consciously question higher orders of being existing, even if we have a limited degree of freedom, opens the mind. That's freedom. Yeah. Wait, what? Four ho dip. I don't know what that is, but it's. I don't. If you can tell me what that is, that'd be cool. Four ho dipped for postpartum depression with the facility. That sounds interesting, but what is four ho dipped? Sorry for the ignorance. Oh, submitted 120 reports of trip reports. People love them. I'm saying me personally, I'm not big on those. I don't know why people want to hear mine. I don't understand it. It's like so like okay, very cool. Like I know how crazy it gets, but like unless you're experiencing it, it's like okay. Oh, got it. Four subtryptamines are better than mushrooms for therapeutic reasons. Interesting. Yeah. So what the issue with that, Terry, is that for example, what you're saying that you saw, that's not what I see. So how do we reconcile this, right? That's what I'm saying. It's like a very personal thing. So there are certain things that I think we can discern that are not just personal because we can test them in a shared environment. But these ideas that people have about it being a prison and things like this, it's like, okay, so first of all, what do you think it's doing in terms of helping you? Secondly, why do you think it's revealed to you if it is the case? Is it to maybe further keep you in it, or is it that you all of a sudden get some kind of a glimpse into it? It's hard to say until you don't run it the test on it, right? The reason that I'm not interested in these ideas is because I did see that to a large degree, whatever you're experiencing is the result of the kinds of ideas you entertain and the kinds of things you drift towards, and then you have more and more and more of that. In that sense, you can say you create your own reality. You create your own perceptual reality. For me, when you see that, like for example, how did you see the prison, right? Like for me, when you see a structure, a large structure in which we're part of, there has to be specific elements there that maybe you think that it's a prison, and me it's just like, well, no, it's just a giant construct that kind of caters to the structure, right? I don't see the value in these ideas because ultimately they don't lead to a better state moment by moment experience. And if they are true to an extent, even if they were true to an extent that you can't really escape them, then knowing that is doing zero work in helping you, at least having like right now, you know this from Vipassana, you can actually have a pleasant experience or more pleasant according to the amount of attention you give different things. If you believe this kind of stuff, or if you become convinced because you think you saw it of that kind of stuff, well, all it does, it actually creates a more reliably, less pleasant experience moment to moment, which is overall not good. So some people derive a meaning out of that. I don't, and I what I see is clear to me, and that's what I'm going to be following. Uh, do you believe the creators knew we could use the technology to see the code? Yeah, it is there. I believe it was left there as a breadcrumb So when a civilization reaches a certain level of understanding, they get to interact with it, and it draws their attention to actually investigate it more. Otherwise, they could patch it a long time ago. Plus, they told me that they wanted this to be talked about. Stormers are AI. They can do it without you ever knowing that. And also, there's a lot of other ways to do this that do not involve conscious beings. A lot of things can be. I'm not interested in the things that are maybe. I'm interested in the things that we can test. There's, well, so from what I'm saying, there is no releasing. There's just letting go of the idea that you're captured. Yeah, and I get it, Terry. Like I understand. It's just that whatever it is, that's it doesn't play a role in my reality. So I encourage you to still share it because maybe some other people want to see it. I will never ask anybody to not put something if they think it's important and they think it's important to share. Our Discord is open for all good faith conversation. If others say, "Hey, this is disturbing to us," and everybody says we don't want to see it, that's a different story. But I'm pretty sure that a lot of people would resonate with what you're saying. So you should definitely put it on Discord. I encourage it. I personally don't really care that much about trip reports in general. It doesn't matter positive or negative. They're not interesting to me. And I'm very upfront about it because I don't want to pretend like I'm going to tell you, hey, I'm going to look into it. I'm not going to look into it. It's not interesting to me as much as I don't think anybody should be interested in my trip reports. The only thing I think that might be interesting is things that people can replicate, and that's what I'm making available. But that's just my personal opinion and my personal way of going about it. I will never try and impose it on someone else. And if you want to join our Discord, you should. It's the third link from the top of my YouTube channel on Dango Thoughts, DANGO Thoughts. The third social media link from the top on that channel, and it's on TikTok on my link tree. And did I have to mention something else? No, I think you should watch Macaroni. You should go to Dango Thoughts on YouTube. Literally, the title video that is on my channel is "Are We AI?" Watch that video. That's what I believe is actually going on. Thank you. What's up, Shy? No, no. PDX. I wouldn't say that. No reason to share. Some people really enjoy them, and if the, I think we even have a whole page for that. So I encourage everybody to share for all the other people that are really interested in that. By all means, it's just not my cup of tea. I'm not saying don't share. At a cage, yeah, that's one that one we're definitely gonna try. Wait, what? The creator is a computer chess played against us. No, I don't think it's against us. We are. God is asking the question. We are slowly. Existence is the thing that is the answer collecting itself. Putting around me. I don't know. Truth in the light. I feel you. No, it doesn't know every possible move. That's exactly what this was created for. Again, these topics I've covered quite a bit. It has to do with the fact that the question of why is not answered. No one knows. No one. Okay. So unfortunately, I think I'm going to have to jump off. We can dive into this topic again. I'm probably going to make a video about this because people asking about this quite a bit. Today, I'm going to have to jump off. Thank you, guys. If you want to follow me across platforms, it'll be Danny Goller on TikTok and Instagram. It'll be Goller Danny on X. It'll be LaserX83 on Twitch and Dango Thoughts on YouTube. DANGO Thoughts on YouTube. You can also join the membership program on YouTube, which gives you access to Zoom calls with me and weekly lives for members only, aside from the daily lives in which we dive much deeper into all kinds of subjects, and it's a lot of fun. It's usually every Sunday. Come join that. The Zoom call is from second tier up. Read whatever it says. And it gives you also early access to all my content and private stuff from my life that will live nowhere else but on YouTube. Members, come check out our shop on codeofreality.com, including all the stuff that we're, our merch and all that good stuff with the old logo. Come join our Discord, in which we have an incredible community of sharing ideas and trip reports and many other things. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for making this community so wonderful and amazing. Thank you, Val and Yoni, and thank you for all our moderators. Thank you, Chicka Cola, Chris, Ebony, Guru, Jessica. Appreciate you guys. Terry, love you, brother. Thank you so much for always being an integral part of the community. Macaroni, thank you for the great conversation. Who else is here with us? Well, it's quite a few. Appreciate you guys. Tomorrow, there might not be a live. I'll see, because tomorrow we have some stuff in the evening. I'll see how I feel. If not, then I'll see you the day after tomorrow. But I might still see you tomorrow. Might pop in and say hi. What else? What else? I think that's it. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night. Peace and love. Ciao. Have a good night.